Class 12th student, we can start geography, continue, that is linguistic composition. India is a land of linguistic diversity. According to Grecian Linguistic Survey of India 1903 to 1928, there were 179 languages and as many as 544 dialects in the country. In the context of modern India, there are about 22 scheduled languages and a number of non-scheduled languages. Among the scheduled languages, the speakers of Hindi have the highest percentage. The smallest language group are Sanskrit, Bodo and Manipuri speakers as per 2011 census. However, it is noticed that the linguistic regions in the country do not have a sharp and distinct boundary, rather they gradually merge and overlap in their respective frontier zones. Linguistic classification: the speakers of major Indian languages belong to 4 language families which have their subfamilies and branches or groups. This can be better understand in table 1.2. We can see now table 1.2. This is table 1.2, classification of modern Indian language. First family is Asterix Nisada. It is 1.38. Main groups, main states. It covered Meghalaya, Nicobar Islands, West Bengal, Bihar, Orissa, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and next one is Dravidian. It is Dravida. It is 20%. One is South Dravidian. Under this, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala states. Central Dravidian. Under this, Andhra Pradesh, MP, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh. Next one is North Dravidian, that is Bihar, Orissa, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh. Next one is Sino-Tibetan Kirata. It is 0.85%. These states, these covered as Tibetio-Himalayan. Under this, Jammu, Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Sikkim. North Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Myanmar, that is Assam, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura and Meghalaya. And fourth one is Indo-European, that is called Aryan, that is 73%. It is under this one we have Jammu and Kashmir state, Punjab, Himachal, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana, MP, Bihar, Orissa, West Bengal, Assam, Gujarat, Maharashtra and Goa. Now we can discuss about religious composition. Religion is one of the most dominant forces affecting the cultural and political life of the majority of the Indians. Since religion virtually permeates into almost all the aspects of people's family and community lives, it is an important to study the religious composition in details. Now we will discuss the spatial distribution of religious communities in the country. Shows that there are certain states and districts having large numerical strength of one religion, while the same may be very negligibly represented in other states. Hindus are distributed as a major group in the many states, ranging from 70 to 90% and above, except the districts of states along the Indo-Bangladesh borders, Indo-Pak borders, Jammu and Kashmir, hill states of northeast, and in scattered areas of Deccan Plateau and Ganga Plain. You can see in table 1.3 religious, Hindu we have 79.8%, Muslim we have 14.2%, Christians we have 2.3%, Sikh we have 1.7%, Buddhist we have 0.7%, Jains we have 0.4%, other religions ORP that is 0.2, and religion not stated that is 0.2. Muslims, the largest religious minority, are concentrated in Jammu and Kashmir, certain districts of West Bengal and Kerala, many districts of Uttar Pradesh, in and around Delhi, and in Lakshadweep. They form a majority in Kashmir Valley and Lakshadweep. Religion and landscape. Formal expansion of religion or landscape is manifested through scattered structures, use of similarities and assemblage of plants and animals, grows of trees for religious purposes, scared structures and widely distributed throughout the country. These may range from inconspicuous villages, shrines, to large Hindu temples, monuments, masjid, or orientally dialect cathedral in the large metropolitan cities. These temples, masjid, gurdwaras, monasteries and churches differ in size, form, space, use and density, while attributing a special dimension to the total landscape of the area. The Christian population is distributed mostly in rural areas of the country. The main concentration is observed along the western coast around Goa, Kerala, and also in hill states of Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Chota Nagpur area and hills of Manipur. Sikhs are mostly concentrated in the relatively small area of the country, particularly in the state of Punjab, Haryana and Delhi. Jains and Buddhists, the smallest religion group in India, have their concentration only in selected areas of the country. Jains have major concentration in the urban areas of Rajasthan, Gujarat and Maharashtra, while the Buddhists are concentrated mostly in Maharashtra. The other areas of Buddhist majority are Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Ladakh in Jammu and Kashmir, Tripura and Lahul and Spiti in Himachal Pradesh. The other religions of India include Zoroastrians, tribals and other indigenous faiths and beliefs. These groups are concentrated in small pockets scattered throughout the country. Composition of working population. The population of India, according to their economic status, is divided into three groups, namely main workers, marginal workers and non-workers. It is observed that in India, the proportion of workers, both main and marginal, is only 39.8% as per census 2011, leaving a vast majority of about 60% as non-workers. This indicates an economic status in which there is a larger population of dependent population. further indicating possible existence of large number of unemployed or underemployed people. Now we can discuss standard census definition. Mean worker is a person who works for at least 183 days or 6 months in a year is called mean worker. Next one is marginal worker is a person who works for less than 183 days or less than 6 months in a year is called marginal worker. What is work participation rate? The population of working population of the states and union territories show a moderate variation from about 39.6% Goa to about 49.9% in Daman and Diu. The states with larger percentages of workers are Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Meghalaya. Among the union territories, Dadra and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu have higher participation rate. It is understood that in the context of the country like India, the work participation rate tends to be higher in the areas of lower levels of economic development, since number of manual workers are needed to perform the subsistence or near subsistence economic activities. The occupational composition of India population, which actually means engagement of an individual in farming, manufacturing, trade, services or any kind of professional activities. A large proportion of primary sector workers compared to secondary and tertiary sectors, about 54.6% of the total working population are cultivators and agricultural laborers, whereas only 3.8% of workers are engaged in household industries and 41.6% are other workers including non-household industries, trade, commerce, construction and repair and other services. As far as the occupation of the country's male and female population is concerned, male workers outnumber female workers in all the three sectors. Promoting gender sensitivity through Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao social campaign. The division of the society into male, female and transgender is believed to be natural and biological, but in reality there are social constructs and roles assigned to individuals which are reinforced by social institutions. Consequently, these biological differences become the basis of social differentiations, discriminations and exclusions. The exclusions of over half of the population becomes a serious handicap to any developing and civilized society. It is a global challenge which has been acknowledged by the UNDP when it is mentioned that if development is not integrated, it is a endangered. HRD UNDP 1995. Discrimination in general and gender discrimination in particular is a crime against humanity. All efforts need to be made to address the denial of opportunities of education, employment, political representation, low wages of similar types of work, disregard to their entitlement to live a dignified life, etc. A society which fails to acknowledge and take effective measures to remove such discriminations cannot be treated as a civilized one. The Government of India has duly acknowledged the adverse impacts on these discriminations and launched a nationwide campaign called Beti Bachao Beti Padhao. We can see occupational category. The 2011 census has divided the working population of India into 4 major categories. First one is cultivators, second is agricultural laborers, third one is household industrial workers, and fourth one is other workers. The number of female workers is relatively high in primary sector. You can see table 1.4 sector. Through in recent years there has been some improvement in work participations of women in secondary and tertiary sectors. There are 3 types of categories: primary, secondary, and tertiary. It is important to note that the proportion of workers in the agricultural sector in India has shown a decline over the last few decades, that is 58.2% in 2001 to 54.6% in 2011. Consequently, the participation rate in secondary and tertiary sector has registered an increase. This indicate a shift of dependence of workers from farm-based occupation to non-farm-based ones, indicating a sectoral shift in the economy of the country. The spatial variation of work participation rate in different sectors in the country is very wide. For instance, the states like Himachal Pradesh, Nagaland have very large shares of cultivators. On the other hand, states like Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Jharkhand, West Bengal, and Madhya Pradesh have higher proportion of agricultural laborers. The high urbanized areas like Delhi, the high urbanized areas like Delhi, Chandigarh, and Pondicherry have a very large proportion of workers being engaged in other services. This indicates not only availability of limited farming land but also large scale urbanization and industrialization requiring more workers in non-farm sectors.